Today, I'm back with mega movie numbers for you all. This is where we run down physical media by the numbers. First, we look at the top 20 selling 4K Ultra HD discs of a previous week. I give you my thoughts and recommendations on every single title there so you can help make better buying decisions in the future. And of course, we look at the market share breakdown where we look at all the different disc formats you love: DVDs, Blu-rays, 4K, see how well they're selling in comparison to one another. And then we take a look at the state of physical media. What's happening in the physical media world today, and where does physical media go in the future, with just some educated guesses, and just have a great time speculating about the movies. But first, if you love collecting physical media just like me and being a part of this amazing league of mega film fans, you are in the right spot. Go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe. That way stay entertained and up to date on the latest physical media breaking news and topics. And of course, leave in the comments below, what do you think of the state of physical media collecting right now? Are people really getting into debt over this hobby we love? Let's get into this. Let's go ahead and get into the list of bangers right here. So first here, up at the bottom on number 20 spot, we got The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare from Lionsgate. This movie just got recently discounted, and it's awesome. We got Body Double from Sony Pictures. I think Sony is doing a great job with their collections and steelbooks this year. I had good things about this thriller type of movie, so I have to check it out eventually, just waiting on discount. Next up, we got Halloween from Lionsgate Shout Studios. It's always great to see Halloween selling this time of year for spooky season. This is my favorite horror movie of all time, one of my favorite movies in general. You just can't beat that classic boogeyman. Next up, we got a new one here with Imaginary from Lionsgate, and this is a movie I saw in theaters that I didn't expect much going into it. I didn't think it was terrible. I didn't think it was great. It was in the middle for me, but it's Blumhouse, so you kind of know what you get with them at this point. Next up, we got The Blob from Shout Studios, and I actually haven't seen any of the Blob movies, not the originals, not the remakes. I need to check them out. I heard they are great fun. Next up, we got to have The Fall Guy from Universal, and I have seen this movie, of course, in theaters. I absolutely love this action rom-com. I just thought it was a good time. Really cool Hollywood throwbacks and stunt work, and it was just really fun. Next up, we got to have the SpongeBob SquarePants movie from Paramount. I remember these movies from when I was younger. You know, SpongeBob was always just fun and kind of relive those childhood memories. So, depending on if I'm feeling like a goofy goober, maybe I'll give that one a whirl. Next up, we got Close Encounters of the Third Kind from Sony Pictures. I have not seen this one, so I don't know if it's any good. I believe it's a horror movie, right? It's of the third kind, or is this the one? Is this the Spielberg title? I'm getting them mixed up now because I know there's a Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind, right? And then there's the third kind. I don't know. I'm getting all mixed up. You guys clarify it in the comments below. Next up, we got The Boy and the Heron from Shout Studios. Still haven't seen this Best Animated Picture winner. I do want to check it out eventually. I don't know, anime just gets kind of in the backlogged area for me, but I gotta watch more of it because I know they put up great quality stuff. Next up, we got to go with Furiosa Mad Max Saga from Warner. I thought this was a super fun, high-octane action movie. Anya Taylor-Joy was great. Hemsworth was fantastic as always. So I thought that was really underrated when it got released in theaters. Next up, we got Sleepy Hollow from Paramount. I really like Sleepy Hollow. Tim Burton spooky film, Johnny Depp, Christina Ricci, just awesome for this season. Next up, we got Stardust from Paramount, which Stardust actually just got discounted that steelbook to about $25. I finally picked it up with the discount. I really like this one. It's like a adult fantasy, kind of think like The Princess Bride type of movie, but more modern. But I just thought it was really good, and I thought it's an underrated film. I quite like that one. Next up, we got to have The Fifth Element from Sony Pictures. Sci-fi, action, comedy, Bruce Willis, great time. Always have to see it pop back up here. Next up, we got a new one here with Paramount Scares Volume 2. This, of course, has, I believe, 4 films in it. We got like Friday the 13th Part 2 here. We have, I think it's Breakdown, World War Z in that one. And I just did a whole video talking about this one not too long ago. So if you want even more details and my deep thoughts on this one, I'll link that video in the description below. Or maybe you can click on it at the end of this video. But next up, we got The Thing from Universal. This is a great horror movie. Happy to see it pop up again. It always pops up from time to time. great John Carpenter film, just mystery, horror, thriller, whatever you want to call it. Just some of the best classic practical effects I've ever seen. Next up, we got Horizon and American Saga, Chapter 1 from Warner. Universal, no, not Universal. This is actually, I think this is a Warner title, because I think it went to HBO Max, didn't it? But anyway, it's a Western, very old school, Kevin Costner. I like the cinematography here. I kind of like some of these classic ingredients, but for some reason, it just felt more of a streaming show for me, and it was just overly long for a part one movie. So it just didn't work from a movie standpoint. Would have loved to see this as like a Western series on HBO. That would have been fantastic. Next up, we got Despicable Me 4 from Universal. I absolutely love Despicable Me franchise. It is fun for the whole family. There's something about those minions, and then when they become mega minions in Despicable Me 4, it's just even better. So really always enjoyed that one. We got Long Legs number 2 here. Wow, very high up on the list. Wasn't totally expecting that from Decal. This movie did great in theaters, surprisingly. Has a little bit of Nicolas Cage in there. I didn't love this one. I just felt by the end it got too fantasy like for me, and I just fell off of it. It just wasn't for me by the end of it. But a lot of people love it. So if you're a horror fan, maybe give it a try. But number 1, Bad Boys Ride or Die. Yes, Sony Pictures, let's go. Bad Boys Ride or Die, super fun action comedy. Really love this one. It might be my favorite out of the franchise. That's how good it was. Just all the action set pieces and the characters and the chemistry is still there. It was just super fun and entertaining. So love to see that number 1. Totally deserves it. But yeah, not a lot of boutique labels on the top 20 this time. You have kind of a mixture from different studios. So a little surprised by that. A lot of stuff that just came out of theaters already on the physical disc. So I guess collectors are now just ready to pick it up and watch it as their first time view. So yeah, that is awesome. But once again, I would love to see a mixture of boutique labels in here as well. But let's talk about the market share breakdown now, because when I saw these numbers, I was disturbed by them. I was shocked. I was angered. I was sad. I was like, what is going on here all at the same time? So I'm going to bring them up for you guys right now, because like I said, it's just taking my breath away right now that at this point in time in the modern era, we just have these numbers for the HD format. So, oh my gosh, we look at the 4Ks now with this week ending October 5th here. 6.1%. What the heck? 6.1%. I always expect 4Ks to not be amazingly high up, but I would love them around 15, 20%. Even around 10%, I wouldn't be too shocked by. But to get back to the old school numbers of 6%, where it's like people are just discovering 4K for the first time, what went wrong? We got to find this out as a collecting community. You guys let me know in the comments what happened to shrink down 4Ks that much. My theory is the prices have gotten way outrageous. You look at some of those limited edition 4Ks and those steelbooks for 4Ks. It's like, oh my gosh, do I pay the mortgage this month or do I pick up these 4Ks? And nobody can sustain that. It just doesn't work. I don't want people getting into debt all over this. I mean, it's just so to see that 4K percentage so low, I think it says a lot about where we're at with collecting community and prices right now. And it, like I said, it hits me to my heart right there. Uh, Man, wish they were more affordable. Wish they were more affordable. I'm gonna put that on the studios and the labels themselves. And then we look at Blu-rays. Blu-rays a little bit better, but still had a drop, unfortunately, now down to about 23%. So it took a few percent hit right there. Like I said, I don't like to see this. I rather see high definition doing better overall, because I do think Blu-ray is like one of the best value for what you get in terms of the coating and protection on them, the great high definition picture. I just love the way Blu-rays look, especially if they're upscaled. I mean, they can just look amazing. So to see them not even I would say close to even dominating. I mean, they're not even half. I mean, you could combine Blu-rays and 4Ks, and they're not even a third. I mean, barely. I mean, actually, yeah, just almost. No, not even a third. I mean, I had to double take it because that didn't sound right when the words were coming out. But yeah, they would not even be a third of the market share breakdown with Blu-rays, 4Ks combined. Can you wrap your mind around that? That to me is so shocking. That might be the spookiest thing of the season so far. DVDs 71%. And I like DVDs, the classic, it's very original. I get it. Uh, DVDs are cheap, great for casual people just shopping in Walmart. You see a movie you want to watch for spooky season, you pick up the DVD. But I think the problem here is just everything is going to DVD. A lot of movies that go direct to home video go directly to DVD, and they don't get the Blu-ray. They don't get the 4K. And it's like, why don't we have these options for a lot of these movies and catalog titles out there and new releases? Like, we should be having all formats available, and especially in Walmart. I mean, the percentages are just way off. You got 80 to 90% of the stuff is DVDs, very few Blu-rays, and even fewer 4Ks, maybe only a few 4Ks for some of the new blockbuster releases that come out, and there's only a handful of them available at a Walmart. You're like, what is going on here? We need to do better by the collectors. I get it. We want to help the casual fans too, but we got to help the premium collectors too. And once again, I think we have more of this premium, great looking stuff out there on the retail shelves. I think people might give those Blu-rays a try. And when they, compare it from their Blu-ray to their DVD, I think they'll be blown away by the high definition, and more people will start getting into the Blu-rays, and then maybe a few into the 4Ks. But Blu-rays should be more of a dominant force by now. I mean, at least half of the market share. But like I said, not even a third is just a little disturbing to me. But that's my market share breakdown. Let's talk about, where do we go next with the state of physical media? What's the future hold? I think prices are increasing. Inflation is wild. These 4Ks and steelbooks and limited editions and collection box sets are just going to get increased in prices. And I think that's going to put collectors off. I think less people are going to collect. They're going to switch over to the cheaper options out there. Some might switch over to streaming, some might get rid of movies all entirely, and I don't want to see that. I want to see this collecting community thrive, because there's definitely affordable ways to collect, but the studios, the labels aren't making it any easier on us at this point in time. And I just don't want to see more people get out of the collecting community. I want to grow this collecting community with the passion we have out here, of course, loving movies and understanding that, keeping it on physical is the best way to preserve those movies. And it's sad to see things go this way. I was hoping things would get turned around. There'd be some great releases for spooky fall season, and 4Ks would jump up, Blu-rays would jump up, and just physical media numbers in general might jump up. And I just don't think that's happening. We're in a constant decline. Like I said, we got to get these prices fixed, right? Because I don't think premium value is going up on what they're offering us, but prices are going up. And maybe value is even going down a little bit. Just the gap is widening there for collecting. And I don't like to see that. So something has to be fixed here. You guys got to let me know in the comments below. You guys are a part of the community. How do we fix these major issues going forward? What can the studios do? What can the labels do? What can collectors do out there? I mean, we got to work together to make something feasible actually happen. But once again, those are just my quick and dirty thoughts right now on physical media collecting. You guys, like I said, have those fun movie conversations down below respectfully. Of course, we're all here to have a friendly film fan community. If you haven't already, mega smash that like and subscribe. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all future physical media number breakdowns. Just have a great day watching and talking the movies. Of course, you love this physical media topic. Mega smash the next video right now. And thank you so much, my Mega membership supporters. If you love talking and collecting movies, consider joining the Mega League of Film Fans through memberships to support content creation while gaining access to perks like shoutouts, exclusive videos, and future topic choices.